everyone is well. If it's your first time to the channel, thank you for stopping by. If you're returning, thank you. We are just kind of jumping up and doing a reading today because Spirit was letting me know that I was doing readings today. So here I am. We're just getting started. I didn't bring any oracle decks in today. I'm just kind of jumping right into the tarot. I had a little vision this morning that made me think of this deck. So that's why I'm using this, which is the Starman Tarot, David Bowie themed tarot deck. It has been Lionsgate recently, so there's a lot of energy moving, a lot of energy coming in, lots of messages, lots of stuff in dreams, lots of stuff in meditations and visions. So hope you are working with that and doing well. So let's just get started. We're just gonna see what happens for you guys. It wants me to pick. It just said 4. Interesting. It just touched these crystals up here. This crystal has been speaking to me a lot lately, and then it just touched this lapis lazuli. So this is amazonite and lapis lazuli, very much about throat and third eye chakra and communications. So that's why there's a lot of this blue energy here. Check out my nails. I've been channeling it. Like, that's the energy we're working with right now. So let's see what's up. Well, Capricorn, we starting out with this 3 of Swords energy. This 3 of Swords energy is a little different compared to most decks. Usually you see all the swords like stuck through the heart type deal. This is not what this card is depicting. Hang on, I'm just kind of absorbing it for a second. For the first time, I've noticed this really big heart painted back here. But you see all the like little runs on it and everything. There's something here about like recognizing how big your heart is. It keeps saying was, how big your heart was. And it's like you've made the choice to shrink it. And I don't feel yet necessarily that it's shrinking because it was a bad thing. It's like all-encompassing, overpowering, overburdening, over-loving type deal. It's like that's where all this like kind of these little paint runs are coming off of it right here. That's where it feels like, and there's still paint runs coming off of this pink one right here, but it's like this reads a little bit more of like a faded blood stain to me in the back, which just feels like your heart was that big and you've shrunk it down because maybe it was being bled dry, being bled to death, or it's just being drained. There's something, that's the feeling I get, like you're just being drained, or you were being drained and you've recognized it, and so now you've kind of like put the heart back inside the body, right? Back inside the figure, instead of just like, it wants me to like do this with my hands. That's what I mean. It's like, instead of like having your love just like way all like out here, it's like you have now learned how to contain it within your body, within its energy center, which is a really interesting take on this 3 of Swords. It's almost like a good 3 of Swords, in the sense of just, it's like you've learned how to shrink all this energy and hold it in the actual heart space where it belongs, instead of just allowing it to be willy-nilly all over the place. That can be a very good thing, actually, for sure, because if you are a very giving person, very nurturing person, if you're very empathic especially, like all you want to do is give to people, give. You cannot do that forever. You can do it, And then eventually you realize you're being bled dry by either people around you or simply by yourself, by not honoring your boundaries. What are the boundaries? Your body, the lines of this body right here. It's just symbolic of the lines that you have to draw around your heart. You cannot be overgiving. You can't, you know, it's like, that's the thing. You've got, it seems like you have a lot to balance. You've got the feather, there's the bird, there's this hat, your head's kind of doing this thing. There's, you know, like there's actually a lot going on in this image. And that's why you can't have that heart just like flowing all over the place, because there's just way too much going on. It's got to be contained within certain lines, right? Nice. And a 7 of Cups. There is, I like all this kind of yellow energy coming through. So you might very much be working on your solar plexus energy right now. This is some citrine to kind of help channel that through. This 7 of Cups very much implies that, again, like I was saying, like there's a lot going on. It's like there's a lot of little different offers or things to pay attention to. There's an alien in this cup. Just makes me think of like Lionsgate and how the portals are open and we're receiving a lot of messages at this time. There's a dragon, there's a mushroom, there's a mask, there's a lightning bolt, there's coins, and then there is the, I believe that's the Merkaba. And if not, it's another geometric symbol. There's also this fetus up here with all this sacred geometry, very much implying that there's big ideas coming down at this time. But this person is very much like a vortex themselves. They're a shadow, so it's very much a mystery. Doesn't feel anything like impending. It's just like there's a lot of opportunity, right? This is kind of like a big void, big hallway of possibilities. And there's like all this writing and like calculations on the wall and stuff. You might be doing a lot of writing. You might be reading a lot. You might be exchanging or taking notes or something like that. Like, that's what I mean. It's like, this is like, this literally feels like the portal, like the Lionsgate Portal or whatever other like galactic timing portals we're talking about. It's like, there's a lot of stuff coming in. And, I think you sense this. I think you're taking notes on it, literally. It's like you're just keeping tabs on stuff and you're just paying attention to everything. But the only reason why part of this energy is working is because you have been working on the boundaries of your heart. So I want to encourage that. It's like, just, I just keep saying boundaries. Yeah, like your heart energy. It's like you gotta know when to not overgive to something. Okay, nice. I like that, Spirit. I saw something the other day, and I agree with this because it's a lesson I've been learning this summer because I've been working on growing some plants. There is nothing like gardening to teach you when you are overgiving. Because there is such a thing as overwatering your plants. And when you overwater your plants, they'll rot and die. And it's the same kind of concept. It's like some plants you do need to water every day. Some plants you could leave alone in the desert and they're fine, right? And then some plants you water them like, you know, every other day as it needs, kind of here, kind of there. And that's the thing. It's like there's a lesson here in overgiving. And you've been working on that lesson very much and you're still kind of working on it, but you see why it's important. And it's because there's a lot of opportunities ahead of you. And you're paying attention to that, and you just know that you need to divert that energy into other places. And it just said, this is more pure energy. Like how hot pink that heart is right there. It's like, this is more pure energy than this really big heart right here, because it's like concentrated. It's like pure love, right? Instead of just this like, it just said like false love, like this overgiving, right? So there's that. Nice. 10 of Swords. Yeah. Wrapping up a cycle, wrapping up some kind of something. This 10 of Swords is very much communications, mental energies, ideas flying around. Can always be like some backstabbing or betrayal energy, but this card feels less like that to me, because what it really feels like is like there's that purple for the crown chakra, the spirit, and then there's that yellow of that solar plexus chakra, which is ego. Now I was saying this for Pisces reading, how the ego is important. The ego is your protective shell. It's not only just your protective shell, but it's how you cope and deal and receive energy from the outside world. It's where you generate wealth. It's where you build your confidence. It's where there's a lot of those things. But the ego builds itself off of a lot of false things in this reality. So the thing is that this is very much about an ego death, about spirit really delivering the final blow that shocks that ego, and this is the ego dying. So this is you recognizing what things of this world can and cannot stay, what things are worth holding on to and what are not. Very representative of like the Sistine Chapel, the spark of, I can't remember the actual title right now, but you know, when God touches Adam's finger, that type of deal. And it's like a reverse energy though, right? It's like, this could be the spark of life, but it can also be like that spark of death that actually set this whole thing off right here. And knowing how to nice spirit, I love this lesson. It's like understanding that you have both the spark of life and the spark of death in you, in the sense that you know that you can work on projects or touch people or touch things in your life with a certain type of energy and help them to grow. And then also there's a certain type of energy when you know when to cut it off. And that's exactly what Ten of Swords energy is. Especially with this having a little less of that backstabbing thing. This is about that ego death. This is about you knowing when to cut some parts of yourself off, when to cut some negative vibes out of your life, when to cut anything that is dependent on this realm and this world that actually doesn't matter in the end is where you'll kind of cut. I just noticed this anvil right here under this figure, and that tells me like, right, like spirit is your anchor. Let spirit be your anchor. That's what's giving you this electrical charge to help you do this. This ego is just, it's all it's got is a pool of blood. I also like that this electrical charge actually broke this sword apart, which this sword could very much have come down on this figure over here. So there's a bit of protection in that too. It's like you just know when to end things and cut things off, but this is also, there's that nice beautiful golden circle ring, completing a cycle. Like you just like, this is wrapping up whatever this kind of phase is just wrapping up for you. I also love this more feminine face back here with this kind of like quantum physics atom. It's very much about that cosmic consciousness in the sense of like really connecting to everyone and everything around you, recognizing those spiritual connections in yourself as you connect to everything, literally everything, cosmic consciousness. Capricorn, you are like, you're learning some good lessons right now, and you've been doing a really great job, and you're wrapping up this cycle. But it's been there's a lot of swords energy at least right here for you, and you've been working on something in your mind. And yeah, but you still feel shut out. You still feel shut out from something in your heart space. This is Pentacles. And like Cups is all emotional energy, so that can be very fulfilling cups over here. This card, it's a Five of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy. Earth, if you take the H and just stick it on the front, it becomes heart. So I very much, and green is the color of the heart chakra, so I'm sorry, I always relate the pentacles, at least this card in particular, to your heart. There's a barbed wire fence up here. There's like all these ratty, shabby trash cans, and just like there's, you know, there's a pile of bones, there's an apple core, there's just, and there's like even a dead roach bug. Like it is, ooh, nice. Well, not nice, it's just said like trash, like garbage, like ugh, like and this being pentacles, this could literally be like junk, trash, garbage, things like that. It could be people in your life that you've had to shut out. It could be you feel like this about either yourself, or I would say there's this money, they're pentacles, right? This could very much have to do with either business or something that has to do with money, time, resources, something with this Five of Pentacles, I'm getting both the sense that these are the people that you kind of shut out as you retracted the size of this and started maintaining your boundaries. So that's where part of this is. It's like, and so part of you might still feel bad about like keeping these people out, but look at this beautiful jungle rainforest back here with all of its bounty. Like, that's worth protecting, right? There's a little bit of an environmental message kind of coming through in that too, about like protecting the environment. So that could be a more collective message for Capricorns in general. Like, you might be feeling and paying more attention to the environment right now and things like that. We can't travel right now, at least as Americans, you know, because of everything that's going on. So there's a bit of that implied there too. There's definitely this sense of like being shut out, not being able to fulfill your heart's desire. It's like you learned some lessons, you shrank your boundaries, right? You learned how to not overgive. You learned how to maintain that. You learned how to recognize that the spirit world is offering you opportunities, and that sometimes all of this extra energy is actually needed to focus on other things. You're learning how to complete these mental cycles, and you're learning that spirit is your anchor, what your ego is good for and what it's not good for, where it needs to die, wrapping that up. But then you still have this, and you're just feeling a little shut out, like you haven't completely manifested what's in your heart, like it's not possible, or like putting up these boundaries caused you to also it's like you put the wall between yourself and what you truly want, which is that beautiful kind of rainforest paradise back there, right? So let's get one more card on this side. I want one more card on this side. And it wants an unseen wisdom card for you guys. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that to be in reverse. Oh, and this one's upright, so we're going to take this in reverse. Yeah. This is the Sun in reverse. There was definitely some unhappiness over here. And not feeling illuminated. It just said appreciated, not feeling illuminated, not feeling appreciated. Like, look at her. She is a super goddess, okay? Like, this Sun card, oh, wow. Wow. For the first time ever, I noticed this writing on this card over here. Hang on. It says, you set the context for your life. It says you can do anything. You can do anything with it. It is not divisible. Wow, hang on. Wow. Okay, it is so tiny, but the very top line of this says context of worth. And if it doesn't say that, I'm pretty certain it does. And then there's like this weird diagram of like a cell and like other weird little cells and stuff. It says you set the context for your life. I can't read some of this part. It's just too little. And then it says you can do anything with it. It is not divisible. And then like the last word is like divinity or derivative or something like that. I don't know. There's that's what I mean. So it's like this feels totally about your self-worth, which I think very much comes back to that big old heart that I was saying we were kind of shrinking down. It's like you were over giving. Not because you didn't have it to give, but because maybe these other people didn't deserve it when you should have been the one receiving that love, right? You should have been the one receiving that energy. And that's exactly what this is. And so that's why there wasn't any happiness in that situation or whatever this represents, because people were not recognizing your worth. This Sun card upright, like she's like, Shiva's a masculine, I can't, whatever, you know, there's so many little goddesses and gods over there in the Eastern religions, Hindu and Buddhism and everything, where they have multiple arms, and that's what I mean. It's like all providing, all giving, all making, all knowing, all creative, beautiful energy, right? And if people can't see that in you, or rather you were overgiving, there's so many arms, you were overgiving, and people didn't see that about you, and they didn't recognize that about you, and they might have taken advantage of you in that way. And so there's that Sun card in reverse, and you weren't happy, they might not have been happy, and that's probably where all these boundaries came up from, because it was like, this isn't working, right? And then we've got this 10 of Pentacles though over here, which I love, because this 5 of Pentacles instantly gets doubled, right? Boom, boom, like instantly gets doubled. Then you got that 10 and that 10. So there again, talking about some good completions. What I feel like is that when you finally wrap up this energy, when you disconnect from the ego and realize that, which is not always about materialism as in objects and things, it could very much be any kind of defense mechanism, coping mechanism, especially with that swords. These are things in your mind. It just said stories that we tell ourselves. Like there's things that the ego is constantly trying to do for us to protect us. And when you can finally let that go and just let spirit be the anchor, it's like you go from this feeling shut out and not being able to manifest things as you want to like, boom, you get in all of it, right? The 10 of Pentacles, completing that cycle. It's like by completing the mental cycle, you help release the energy, which is like this barbed wire fence that immediately allows you to not only access this Pentacle energy, but double it. It's in the middle of all this. Yeah, the 7 of Pentacles. Nice. I like that. I like that the 7 of Pentacles also came out. We got a 5, a 7, and a 10. It's like you're currently at this 7. It's like this is what you were feeling and sensing. This is where you're actually at. This is where you're headed, I feel like. And with the 7 of Pentacles, there's this rose. And it's funny because this card actually touched this rose when I laid it down. I'll have to go back and see if it's on the recording. But there's a little rose in here and it's raining on it. And that's where it's like you feel like it's kind of raining on your parade, like it's kind of raining on stuff. But just like I was talking about with gardening at the beginning, like there's that big beanstalk, right? It's like there's an idea, there's a wish, there's a thing that you've been working on, you love it very much, it's represented by this beautiful little rose, and it's kind of raining on it right now. So you're just kind of having to watch it and nurture it and make sure that it stays alive. You have to take care of it because it's going to grow into this really big, beautiful city up on a hill. On top of this, look, there's Saturn. That is totally your ruling planet, Capricorn. That's what I mean. Might feel like some heavy Saturn energy. We're still in Saturn retrograde. You might be feeling a little bit of the heavier side of things, which is like you're reviewing a lot of stuff. It's exactly what that 7 of Pentacles energy is. Kind of having to be responsible. Make sure you're doing everything that you should be doing. It all feels kind of heavy. Saturn energy can definitely be like that. And then it's in retrograde. So you're reviewing all of your responsibilities. You're reviewing all of your boundaries. You're reviewing where you feel shut out. You are reviewing what feels heavy to you. You are reviewing the things that do not make you shine. And in doing this inner work, you are growing from this little rose up to this beanstalk, to this magic city, to this full-on plan that is divinely designed. It will come down from above, and all this little sacred geometry just takes me over here to these pentacles, which just tells me like it's gonna physically manifest and literally like boom, boom, double itself in the sense that you're just gonna like once it all clears, you're just gonna see it. It's gonna be like bam. Home, family, money, security, blessings, just financial blessings, everything that you need, some happiness, yeah, just, you know, you name it, it's good, right? I brought in this Elvis deck today for some luck. So where is your luck at in going through this process? What's going to help guide you? Where is your luck at? Do that one again. Just because I only want really like one luck card. Just PS, by the way, if you didn't know that you can read playing cards as tarot cards, you can. We've got 2 luck cards, so I'm gonna put one over here and one over here. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. That's what I mean. It's like this was a completion before you did this, but only because you recognized it. And that's what made you happy. You like recognized that you needed to stop over giving. You recognized that there were people kind of like not recognizing your light. And that was part of that 10 of Pentacles. But this is just confirmation to me that this 10 of Pentacles is coming through for you. So for sure, money, abundance, finances, happiness, family, home, security, like it's in the bag is what it just said. It's in the bag. So that's where part of your luck is. And that's telling you that too, so you can start hooking into this nicer energy and manifesting it, right? So that's where it's telling you. So focus on these for sure. Manifest that. Yes, look at that. And then an Ace of Cups to come at the end of that. It's just like, it just gets better and better. Like, new love, new happy path, new something that brings you joy, just, yeah, new emotional fulfillment. And there's a lot of 10s here. There's 3 10s in total, and then you got an ace. It sounds like you're just like really wrapping up some energy right now, and then it leads to something really nice. And this is an image of Elvis from his movie Blue Hawaii. And that is, I mean, all of his movies kind of had romance in them, right? Because they're Elvis movies. But this is like when he's singing like one of the last songs to his love in the movie, and there's like this beautiful Hawaiian parade, and they're about to get married and everything. So like just really good vibes and feelings coming off of this for sure. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's good stuff in the future for you, Capricorn. And you might just feel like you're wrapping up a lot of stuff right now. So with that being said, I think your reading's pretty much done. I do have the singing bowl healing right after this. So if you just want to help clear some of the energy pathways, especially through that throat chakra and the heart chakra, just stay tuned and we'll get to you in just a moment. Thank you. Okay, so if you're still here, you're here for your sound healing, music healing. This is specifically a sound bowl for the throat chakra. It's just a little singing bowl, nothing too fancy, but I do love the sound of it. So we're just going to work on this beautiful blue throat chakra, also third eye chakra, that whole entire area, and kind of clear out those vibes. One more. And there we go. Thank you so much for staying. Hopefully that helps you out. Hope you feel better, and we'll catch you guys later.